Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace. If you're new, I'm Jessica. Today we are working on the second part of the series where we are mass making journal pages. If you missed the first video, I will have it linked below. That's where I do an overview and I show you how I make each of these 5-page ideas. So today what we are going to do is actually start the mass making process. And I'm just going to take you through and show you how I prepare this, how I do it, how I make it happen. And we are going to start with one of the easier page ideas. We're going to start with this 3-tiered pocket page. So I have a paper pad, and I recommend either having a paper pad, or you can use book pages, something that's going to kind of match and go along with the journals that you're working on if you're also mass making, or just use, a style that you really like. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this paper pad right here. And basically I'm just gonna start by, I need to make 20 of these. So I will grab 10 pages out of here. And again, this isn't gonna be a lot of me editing out anything. I'm literally taking you through like the whole process. I might go ahead and fast forward through a few parts, but for the most part, you're gonna see it all. So I'm grabbing 10 pages out of here because I can get 2 pages out of each one, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm gonna start by trimming down like the base page. So if you see back here, I like to cut out all of the parts I need before I assemble anything. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see here. 8, 9, and I need 1 more. Paper pads are just easy to work with because all of the prints in here go along with one another, so it's just easy. You don't have to think about matching anything up or anything like that. So now I am going to start cutting these down, and I'm wanting all of my base pages to be 5 by 8 inches. So I'm just going to start by trimming this down. So when I said, I might fast forward through a few parts, it'll be like this. I'm going to be trimming a lot of pages, so I'll take you through a couple of those steps, but I don't think you need to see me cut each one. You'll kind of have a better idea, though, of how I do this. I always hold on to all of the scraps, and I kind of just keep them with the paper pad. I'm going to put them to the side for now because those will come in handy later. In fact, like these right here, I might even use for the pockets, actually. So we'll keep this up here just for our visual. Okay, so basically I'm just going to keep going through and trimming all of these down so I have all of the base pages. So also while I'm just cutting, if you are curious, I'm gonna have one video of me mass making these book pages for each page idea. So basically this video, we're just gonna be mass making this right here. And then in the future videos, I'll go take you through each page idea. Even though it's going to be repetitive, I wanted to actually just show you what it's actually like, because there's a lot more steps to this. Like after we are done making these pages, I still need to prepare a lot of other things for the journals, and I do plan to take you through all of that as well. But I'm going to finish here trimming all of these down, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I have my 20 base pages here. This is actually going to work out pretty convenient because since we also trimmed down the pages and have these left over, these are the exact width that we need and just about the right height for the pockets. So I'm just gonna make use of these because again, this is going to make this so easy. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I will need more of these cut down. In fact, maybe that's the next step. I'm gonna figure out how many I need. So I need 3 pockets per page and we have 20. So we need 60 of about this size right here, 60. So we have 20. So I will actually need to grab a few more to trim down so that we have 60. So the size that I need for the pockets is going to be 5 inches by 4 inches. And so I need 60 of these little pockets so that each page has 3. So I'm gonna have to trim down 6 more pages, full pages. These are 12 by 12s, by the way. But remember, so this is a lot of paper, but just remember, you could do the same idea with book pages. I just am deciding to use scrapbook paper. You know, I have it, I like to use it, but you can choose whatever you have to work with. So I'm just going to now be trimming these all down, 5 inches by 4. So obviously you're seeing me doing a lot of trimming in this video. I feel like that's majority of what I'm doing all the time when I'm mass making these. It's a lot of trimming things down because I like to have all of the pieces that I need for the page, you know, at a time. So I'm gonna just finish cutting these down. Also, one more thing to keep in mind, if you are also mass making journals and you know that your journal covers all have different themes, that does make it a little trickier and it has to be a little more thought out, but you could do this same idea and have maybe 2 different paper pads or 2 different styles of paper that you are working with. I just like to be able to mix and match as I'm going and not really think too much about that part of it because that's one thing that helps me go a little bit quicker. But it is definitely doable to have more than one kind of theme going on. You're just gonna have to keep that in mind as you are preparing your pages. Okay, so I'm gonna take these strips and just set them aside because these will probably work good for one of the page ideas coming up. And now we are ready to move along to the next step. So I have all of these, the tops of the pages ripped. And so I wanna create that same thing. So now I'm literally just gonna go through all 60 of these and just, I don't wanna take off too much because these pockets are a little bit smaller than I was planning to work with. But again, I don't wanna waste paper. I wanna just kind of work with what I have. So we'll make this work. And I'm gonna hold on to these too because I can probably use these for collaging or, you know, making something, of course. So I'm gonna just make sure all of these are a little bit random. Maybe some can slope down a little bit. Maybe I can do 2 at a time. I definitely try to optimize time when I can. Yep, so I'm just gonna go through now and rip the tops off of all of these. And I was sitting here thinking, do I wanna sew or am I only going to glue? And the answer is, I think I'm gonna go to my sewing machine, but I'll make a couple with you just with glue because I know sometimes when I'm sharing ideas, if I happen to show that I'm sewing, sometimes people would just kind of feel like, oh, well, I can only do this then if I have a sewing machine. So I want to show you both options because you absolutely do not need to sew these, this book page at all. So I'll see you when I'm done ripping. So the next step, I'm going to ink up all of these because I really like how that looks when you have the edges inked, since we did tear. If you have more of a vintage paper like Tim Holtz paper, you might not need to do this, but of course, again, this is up to you. I like how it looks, so this is pretty tedious as well, so you kind of get the point here. Sometimes I will speed this up a bit by taking 2 or, you know, maybe even 3 if you can line them up just right, and you could do 3 at a time. Again, I'm always trying to optimize the time I have because this whole process is quite time consuming, and so I try to cut down on time that I can. At the same time, I still want each page and each part of the journal to have meaning and not be rushed, but that works actually really well. So I'll kind of find what works as I'm going along. So yeah, I'll just take about 3 of these. It seems like that will be good. And just ink up the edges. Mostly just the tops is all I really care about on these ones, but I might ink up the edge of the whole page once it's done. So okay, I'm over worrying about how those are lined up. Okay, so I'm going to ink up everything, and then I'll see you back here for the next step. Now that these are all inked up, it is time to start putting the pages together. So I'm just going to do this pretty randomly because all of these go together. I am going to make sure that I have different prints for the pockets. So I'm just going to kind of choose 3 different prints here. You get the point. And this is where you can decide if you wanted to use glue or sewing or maybe even both. Now, I typically use my favorite glue, if you're curious, Tombow Mono Aqua. I'm just mostly out of it. There's a little bit in here, but I'm going to go ahead and try this Tombow Mono liquid glue, and it's a multi-purpose one. So for these pockets, like I showed in the first video, I like to make sure that my top pocket isn't up too high, just so that you'll be able to put things into it. And I like to start by doing the first pocket. So I'm just going to do a thin layer of glue all the way around. Now, a lot of times when I'm sewing, I will also glue, so you can just choose. So probably right about there. That might be a little too far up, but you get the point. So I'm just going to make sure I know which pocket I want to be down on the bottom. And so this is where it gets kind of messy, because especially if you're gluing, you're going to be gluing a lot and it is going to get messy. We'll do a couple together just with glue, and then I'll take you to the sewing machine and show you, because sometimes for me, I think that sewing is a little bit quicker, because we could go ahead and just place these on the page where they need to be, which I'll show you when we get there, and then just sew all the way down and you're good to go. You don't really have to glue the bottoms, which, let me show you what I mean. You wouldn't really have to glue this part. However, then keep in mind that it's whatever you put in here could go further down. So I think either way really works, because I don't really think that you're going to have the problem with anything really getting lost. That should be fine just like that, because also when I go to the sewing machine, you'll see that I'm not gonna sew on each individual pocket. I'll just sew all the way around the border. So we have to do this quite a bit, and you can see that this is something that's kind of nice to sit down, and if you watch TV or something like that, have a show on. Normally for me, when I'm doing this and not filming, I'm listening to music or watching a YouTube video, something like that. I'll go ahead and glue that bottom. And so if you remember on the original page, this one right here, I also did add a little like decoration here. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that for these, but if I do, it'll be at the end anyways. I just really hadn't decided quite yet. So now I think we'll just go to the sewing machine, since this is typically what I would do. And we'll just start sewing these. So yeah, we'll just start to sew some of these on together. I'm hoping this view is okay for you guys. I'm gonna just try one out, how I think it's going to work best. And I'm just going to kind of hold on the 3. I wanna see if I can do it without glue. My sewing machine is getting older and I'm trying to preserve it as long as possible. So I don't want to really keep using too much glue with my sewing machine. I've never really had an issue, but anyways, I'm gonna use a straight stitch, and so I'm just gonna start so that I don't have to hold these too long, right on the edge of the first pocket, and I'm just gonna go all the way around. I am sewing at a really weird angle. Not too bad. Like I said, I'm sewing at a weird angle. It's really hard for me to sew straight. I'm just gonna go all the way down one more time just to kind of where I started. So I think that's fine. And I'm not, oops, I'm at such a weird angle that I don't know where the little thing is. Well, you get the point. So that's what that's going to look like. Since that worked well for me, that was quick and easy, I'm just going to continue on doing that. You can see I didn't get it on super straight, but that's fine because these do not need to be perfect. So now I'm just going to repeat that. I like the sewing method the best. That was so much quicker than gluing everything on, and I like the sewn look anyways. So now I'm just going to repeat this for the rest of the time. And then we can go ahead and decide if we want to add a little decoration. So I'm gonna do this part off camera again. I guess I keep saying that like I'm not editing things out. I wanna show you the whole process, but anything that is repetitive, I don't really think I need to like show you the whole thing. I will keep track of how long this takes. Maybe some of you are curious, and I'll let you know when I'm all done. You'll see me back here with the finished pockets, and then we can decide if we want to decorate further. So about an hour later, I am finished with the pocket pages. I did decide to skip putting like a little cluster or decoration right here like I did on this one. I think that with these prints, it's enough going on, and I do like to have decorated pages in my journals. However, I like there to be room to, you know, change it up and make it your own when you are purchasing a journal from me. So I think that this space will be perfect here to probably put a picture or like your own little cluster decoration. So that's going to be it for the second video in the series. The next video, I will just be working on the other pages, and I'll probably already have all of the page pieces already kind of prepped, but I'll go over and tell you all of the different things that you need, how much of everything, the sizes and everything like that, and then we can move right along. So I'll see you in that next video. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll talk to you later. Bye guys.